Welcome to Mastering the 90-Day Marketing Rhythm. My name is Emily Little. I'm so excited that you have made time to join me this morning. This is one of my very favorite things to talk about, so I'm really looking forward to sharing the tools and resources that are in today's session with you. A few housekeeping items before we get started. If you have questions or comments, you can post those in the chat or the Q&A. I'll be checking those throughout the session, so know that you don't have to hold your questions till the end. You absolutely can interrupt me and ask whatever questions you have. If you want to hold your questions till the end, it's totally fine. I've set some time at the end of our session to be able to answer any questions that you have around this content. Also, you can reach out to me anytime at emily@contentjourney.com. And my first name is Emilee. You'll see it on the next slide, but know that if you have questions after the session and you want to follow up with a chat, I'm happy to hop on a call with you or to chat back and forth via email. So as I said, my name is Emily Little. I am the Chief Operating Officer at Content Journey. Content Journey is an SEO and content marketing company, so we love creating content that helps connect your audience, your ideal audience, to your company so that you can achieve more success. As the COO, planning is one of the things that I get to do. I love creating plans and processes. And I really learned probably about 15 years ago that facilitating planning sessions, similar to what we're in today, but also in other ways, really brings me so much joy. I have a passion for it. So I'm excited to share some of the things, the tools and resources that I've learned along the way, some of the things that work really well, some of the things that don't work really well. Also, I'll just confess up front that I don't just use the 90-day rhythm professionally. I also use it personally. I am a nerd and love taking time every quarter, every season to kind of reflect and think forward and think back. So you may gain some tools in this session that help you find a better rhythm in places that have absolutely nothing to do with marketing. Today, we're going to look at why marketing plans fail. So if you have created a marketing plan that has not gone well, then you definitely are in the right place. We'll also look at what's so magical about 90 days. Why do I love the 90-day rhythm? How do you even get started creating your marketing plan? And what does it look like for you to master the 90-day marketing rhythm? So if I were to just start the session by asking, what were you doing a year ago today? It would probably be hard for you to remember. It's hard for me to think back to a year ago today, even though as I was putting the session together, I was thinking about how much life is different than it was a year ago today. So maybe you're in that place. It can be really challenging to think about in the life of your business too, like what was happening in your business 1 year ago today, and how were you in a different place this year? I think one of the greatest gifts that technology has given us is time hop. I absolutely love when I get a notification of my daughter when she was 2 years old. She's 16 now. And I love getting taken back to just all the memories that we've built along the way, or when a trip to Napa that I took with my girlfriends pops up, or when it's a photo of a mountain peak that we've reached on a hike. That fills my heart with so much joy. And the truth is that most of the time, right after that joy comes the shock of like, how's it possible that this was 1 year ago? That was 3 years ago? This was 8 years ago? Time moves a lot faster than we think. It's really hard to imagine what life was like 1 year ago, what your business was like a year ago, and if it's changed in the ways that you really wanted it to. So if this experience sounds familiar to you, my hope is that the 90-day rhythm will really help you build and sustain the momentum you need to achieve your goals. I think that you probably, like me, have been in meetings. I love these meetings. I'll tell you right off. So I'm not saying the meetings are bad. I absolutely love these meetings where elaborate plans are made, whether it's marketing plans or strategic plans. The energy is high. The goals that we've set, we're all really excited about, and they're brilliant goals. They're really amazing, right? Like, we're doing and creating good plans. We're going to get all the things done and become the most amazing company by the end of the year. Everyone is cheering, and then a few weeks go by and the excitement fades. The plan kind of takes a backseat to the day-to-day operations. And 1 year later, we're like, what? Remember that plan that we created? What happened? Like, why haven't we accomplished those things? And as Jerry says, the truth is that everybody loves the planning because nobody has to do anything. So it's really important for us to look at that the reasons and challenges that marketing plans don't work out. So once a year, most businesses get together and set goals. It happens on an annual basis for the majority of businesses. Only 5% of small businesses reach the goals that they set. So it's more likely that we are all a part of the 95% than the 5%. That there really isn't something just exceptional about us that makes us in the 5% category, unfortunately. When it comes to marketing, half of businesses don't even create a marketing plan. They either see it as an extra thing or unnecessary, or will throw up a few social media posts. But the truth is that marketing efforts drive your business. Like, they are what will attract new customers to you. They are what will cause your company to grow into what you want it to become. So it's important for us to really understand all of the reasons that marketing plans fail so that we can learn from those things and move in the direction of success. These are just some of the reasons. This does not at all capture all of the reasons why marketing plans fail. But a lot of times marketing is seen as kind of this extra thing. We have a strategy planning session for our business, and then we're like, keep doing marketing, keep writing blog posts, keep posting on social media, and the two are never married together. And so as long as marketing is separate than strategy and not supporting strategy, it oftentimes does not lead to success. Some other reasons is just like we really lack clarity. We're not saying this is what success looks like. This is what done looks like. These are the metrics that are going to tell us that we're on the right track. Also, I don't really think this lack of execution that leads to marketing plans failing is because we're lazy. I really think it's because like we all have a lot of things to do, and these things don't take priority. Instead, they end up taking a back seat, and so we don't really invest the time that's necessary to execute on the goals that we set out. Also, I think our world changes rapidly. So the market is changing, our customers' needs and wants are changing rapidly. When we set goals once a year, we're often not able to account for those changes. And so we really fail to engage our customers and the market in a meaningful way that adds value. And then I think we set unrealistic expectations for ourselves. We believe based on the energy in the room that we can accomplish all the things, when the truth is like we can accomplish the next thing and not all the things. And so whenever we're setting up our 90-day marketing plan, it's really important that we are realistic about the expectations that we set for ourselves so that we can create real momentum that leads to growth. I can tell you that I am an amazing procrastinator. All through college, I would wait until like 2 a.m. to do projects that were due that afternoon, and my professors would be like, "This is incredible work." So there are ways that procrastination has served me really well. I've been able to get a lot of things done. I can work well under pressure, but it doesn't allow me to sleep or to engage with my family or my friends in meaningful ways. So it really creates kind of this balance, this off-kilter dynamic that's not healthy for anyone. Parkinson's law I found to be really interesting. Like, when we're given a year to accomplish something, we are going to take the year. We're going to take the full amount of time to get it done. It is very rare that like we get things done more quickly. And so if we really are after achieving great things, which I believe you're all here today because you're wanting to achieve great things, two things are needed. We have to make the plan, and then we need not quite enough time to accomplish the plan. So there's something about creating a sense of urgency that really leads to doing great things, doing great work. So when we create our marketing plan and we give ourselves a year, the data says that we're very unlikely. Only 5% of us are going to achieve the great things. So I know that you're here because you want to achieve great things. So let's talk about how we can do that. I really believe that 90 days is magical. It really reminds me of Goldilocks when she's like looking for the perfect bed or the perfect porridge. 1 year is a little bit too long. 1 month is a little bit too short. 90 days really is the magical sweet spot. So we know that our world changes, right? The laws of nature shift every 90 days. The regular rhythm really helps companies find a cadence where you can experience forward momentum on a consistent basis that's going to lead to really big momentum in the long run. Um, Also, I loved the statistic that companies are able to achieve 31% greater returns if they are using a quarter or 90-day rhythm rather than an annual schedule. So it also is really going to help you in a financial sense. Here are some of the things that I think are really magical about the 90-day rhythm. It helps create focus. When we set a plan for a year, that can be just a little bit like, oh my God, where do I begin? And setting a plan for the next 90 days really helps create some laser focus. Um, it also helps waning excitement turn into sustained enthusiasm. Overwhelming goals that we set tend to overwhelm. They create stress. Not making progress is stressful for people. And so, whenever we use the 90-day rhythm, we really are reducing stress for ourselves and for our team. It also strengthens flexibility. So, just like I was talking about, the market is rapidly changing. Knowing that you can shift every quarter, that you're not stuck to this thing that you set at the beginning of the year, gives you a lot of freedom and flexibility to adapt to the market, to adapt to your team's needs, to adapt to your customers' dynamics. It also prevents procrastination for people like me. So I may work till the buzzer, but there could also be a better way. And I really do think the 90-day world has helped me make consistent progress rather than procrastinating and waiting to the last minute on things. And some of that is because it highlights progress. So I'm able to see the real movement that's happening. We need to see that our actions are taking us places, right? That the work that we're doing is contributing toward our progress. It also helps us build collaboration. Sometimes whenever we set goals for a year and we wait until the last minute, it's all on us to get it done. Or if something has to be done in a week, it's not really enough time to work efficiently with our teammates. And so having a 90-day window really helps us be able to reach out to other partners on our team and utilize their strengths and skills to do better work. And all of that really increases impact. So it reminds me a little bit of the debt snowball. You've probably heard of that like you pay off one and then you snowball that into the other. And that's really how the 90-day magic works, is that we accomplish this in 90 days. And then in the next 90 days, we accomplish even more. And by the end of the year, we're looking back and going, wow, look at everything we got done. So, how do you even begin creating your 90-day marketing plan? I know when it comes to creating a marketing plan, it can feel overwhelming that there's so much content that has to be created. There are so many things that have to be done on a consistent basis. And so, reducing that, simplifying that down into just 90 days, what needs to be done in the next 90 days can really be beneficial. So, I'm going to walk you through how we create a 90-day marketing plan, and hopefully this will give you a framework that's really beneficial to utilize for yourself. So I know that I said it's important for us to have a 90-day window, but we have to start with a bigger picture. So like I mentioned, I love to go on hikes. I like to know where I'm headed. I do not like just heading out in a forest, trusting that we're going to get somewhere interesting. I like to know ahead of time that at the end of this hike, I'm going to reach a lake, a waterfall, an epic view, or something really compelling. You and your team need that too. You need a big picture that's compelling to go, this is where we're headed long term. This is our target. If you're not sure even where to begin with that, you can think about people, problems, and purpose. So think about the customers that you're serving and your team. Like what are the goals related to those things that need to be created? What are the problems that you're facing internally, or what are the problems that you're solving for your customers? And what's your purpose? Like, why does your company exist? And how can you remind yourself as you're painting the big picture vision for your company that this is really our why and what we're after? Once you have that big picture, you're going to break it down into practical steps, and we'll call those initiatives, right? So you're going to identify your initiatives. If your big picture is to increase revenue by 10%, then you know that your initiatives may be to get 20 new clients this year. And in the next 90 days, that looks like getting 5 new clients, right? And so really what you're looking at when you're identifying your initiatives, maybe lots of initiatives that you need to take on to accomplish this big picture. But you want to think about what's the next right step? What has to be done in the next 90 days to get me a little bit closer? I love when I'm on a hike and I come across a trailhead sign that just lets me know you're headed in the right direction. You've gone this far and you keep going a little bit more and you're going to reach your destination. I also really love this trick called Keep, Combine, Kill. So whenever you're looking at lots of different initiatives, some of those you're going to keep and say, hey, we absolutely have to do this in the next 90 days. Some of those are going to combine. They're a project that, like a couple of these initiatives can be combined into a bigger project. And then some of them are going to be killed. They're things that like aren't really that important. Yes, they're things that would be nice to do, but they don't have to be done in the next 90 days. So we're going to get rid of those altogether. Once you've identified your initiatives, you need to define what success looks like. So what we sometimes I talk about it like we need to paint done. If I could give you a clear picture of what success looked like, what would it look like? How am I going to get those 5 new clients in the next 90 days? What marketing channels do I need to use for this? Do I need to change what I'm posting on social media? Do I need to create an email series? Are there blog posts that need to be written? So I'm thinking through all the different channels of marketing to really be able to support the initiative. So I'm defining all the deliverables. And then I'm also thinking through how am I going to measure my progress? What metrics are needed to show, hey, I'm on the right track? Is that going to be I've sent a certain number of proposals, or I've gotten X numbers new subscribers, or I have this many calls scheduled? You want to paint a really clear picture of what success looks like in the next 90 days. The only way that you're going to achieve success is if you allocate resources to it. So it has to fit in your budget and your calendar. You have to have time and money to get things done. So if these things are important to you, you want to set aside resources to be able to accomplish them, both financially and in your schedule. Be sure that you're putting these things down. Next, when we want to assign an owner. So for every initiative, there should only be one owner. That doesn't mean that only one person will do the work, but it does mean that one person is held accountable for the success or failure, is there to make sure that things that stay on track, is the one that's saying, hey, we're facing these challenges and we need some help or resources or support to help us really accomplish this. So when you assign ownership, remember that you're assigning just one owner. You've probably heard of SMART goals, and they're really common whenever you're goal setting. The FAST filter is a goal setting filter that is used to ensure things get done. And so it's a really helpful tool when you're creating your 90-day marketing plan to just say, hey, we need to make sure that we're being fast about this in order to achieve the end results that we want to see. So what that looks like is that if you set an initiative and it's not something that you're talking about, then it may not really be important. Or it may be something that you need to say, hey, we've set this initiative. We need to be talking about it frequently. So you want to be sure that whatever it is that you are saying we need to accomplish in the next 90 days, it is at the forefront of your discussion. You want to make it ambitious. So if it's a project that can really be accomplished, it's a task that can be done in the next week or the next month, it's not a 90-day goal. It should not be your 90-day initiative. When you're setting these goals, you want to make sure that you're stretching yourself a little bit and that it's going to take you 90 days, or maybe it may feel like it takes a little bit longer than 90 days, but you're going to get it done in 90 days anyways. Be specific. So all the things that we've just talked through, identifying the initiative, defining all the details, assigning the ownership, allocating the resources. You want to get really specific. Make sure that you've got metrics laid out so that there isn't any question about what success looks like at the end of 90 days. And then create a culture of transparency. So whenever we have a culture of transparency, we're able to say, hey, I'm really facing this challenge accomplishing this thing, or I need help with X. We're talking about those things in an open framework. We're looking at the progress that we've made and celebrating those wins. And that culture of transparency really helps you and your team stay on track. So setting a marketing plan can feel really overwhelming because marketing includes so many different things. Likely you've been in a slew of meetings where you've jotted down different notes. You've made decisions and directions. You have all these ideas, and it can just feel like it's jumbled in your head. And so creating this 90-day marketing plan can really help you shift from kind of this chaotic world as you move through the steps of creation to a more simple and clarified plan. So you're going to identify this is where we're going as a company. Then you're going to outline the steps that it's going to take, the initiatives that you're going to accomplish to get there. You've clearly defined success. You've committed your resources to it. You've established some system of accountability, and 90 days at a time, you're going to see yourself and your company make a lot of progress and accomplish your marketing goals. I also put sticky notes on this slide because I love to create these planning sessions using sticky notes, knowing that sometimes the things that are in this 90-day column really need to be shifted to another quarter or held until next year altogether. So know that if that's helpful to you, the sticky notes really are an amazing tool to help you maintain the flexibility that you need for your success. So now that you have your plan in place, I want to give you a few tips on how to master the rhythm of a 90-day marketing schedule. So we're going to start with data first. Sometimes our great ideas are really not that great. And when we start learning about them and doing research about them, we discover that we shouldn't be going in this direction. Actually, we should be going in this direction instead. And so when we start with the data, we really are protecting our company. We're protecting our time and our resources from not going in a direction that really doesn't make sense. So we're reducing the risk that we take. Data helps us make smart decisions. It helps us save money. So not only are we increasing revenue whenever we act based on data, we're also reducing our costs. And then it highlights patterns so that we can see, hey, this worked really well. This did not work well. And those patterns really help inform our actions as we move forward. As I mentioned, I really love hiking. Just last week, my husband and I were on a hike, and we got off the trail completely. For quite a while, we were just in the woods, about 1,000 feet up in elevation from where we needed to be. And we were there because we completely missed the cairns. So cairns are these stacks of rocks that you often see on hiking trails that help you know, like, hey, you're going in the right direction. It's really important. You and your team need to set targets to know, hey, we are headed in the right direction. So you want to set milestones and metrics that help you know we are on the track to success. We are on our way to accomplishing these goals. Whenever we set these targets, we're 3 times more likely to report success. So go ahead and lay out your milestones, identify the metrics, and it will help keep you on track. You do actually have to do the things. So we can't just create the plan. We actually have to do the work. The magic of the 90-day marketing rhythm is not in creating the plan. It's really in consistently doing work over time that's creating a future that we really desire. So be sure that you're taking action and getting things done. It's not only important to set your targets and build those milestones, it's also really critical that you build in accountability, that we are having discussions about this. So on our team, we have weekly check-ins where we're saying I'm on track or I'm off track with whatever our marketing initiatives are. I think a weekly check-in is a really good best practice to help you stay on track throughout your 90 days, to help you know, hey, I'm meeting my monthly milestones, and then every 90 days, we're going to reset and work towards new goals. The other thing, there are so many benefits from working collaboratively. I know I talked about this a little bit, but really it increases lots of good things in your company and decreases a lot of bad things in your company. So none of us really like when we have a calendar full of meetings, an inbox full of emails, or a team full of conflict. Working collaboratively really decreases all of those things, which is amazing. And it also increases your job satisfaction. You and your team members really will enjoy your work if you're working collaboratively. It diversifies decision making and really leads to a lot more balanced decisions because it's not just one voice calling the shots. Instead, it's a group of people. It's the team that you've hired and entrusted with the success of your company. working together. And then you're going to see the impact as well in your revenue. So work collaboratively. This 90 days gives you the flexibility and freedom to be able to do that. You're not in a rush. So you've got time to be able to really utilize and leverage each person on your team for your success. Embrace agility. So I know that agile marketing, agile workplaces, agile frameworks are all, it's kind of a buzzword, the word agile right now, but sometimes buzzwords are buzzwords for a reason. It's popular for a reason because the rate of change in our culture continues to rapidly increase. And so because of that, the systems that we set up to help us succeed need to empower us to be able to shift and change to align with what's happening in the market, what our customers' desires are, what's going on with our competition, what new business goals we have, so that we can really achieve success. So if it feels like you're offbeat or you've taken on too much, you need to speed up or slow down, you're in control of your rhythm, your 90-day rhythm. And every 90 days, here's your permission slip to change directions. So embrace the agility that this rhythm gives you. And then celebrate the wins. Our team loves a checklist. We get a lot of joy just from checking things off the list and seeing that we're making progress. But sometimes we really forget to stop and go, oh my gosh, we've won. We got a new client. We achieved this goal that we set. And our team has recognized the value in just taking time to celebrate how we've won along the way. This is something you'll probably want to practice more frequently than every 90 days, but at least every 90 days, you want to pause and go, how are we winning? How are we winning as a company and as a team? It really matters to employees. There are so many statistics around this that say employees will work harder, employees' job satisfaction increases, employees want more recognition than what we're giving. So it feels good to be appreciated and noticed, to know that the work that you're doing is adding value and is helping your company achieve success. So as you're achieving your marketing initiatives, as you're seeing success along the way, be sure that you pause and celebrate those wins. And my final thing that I'll mention to you is that you are starting a rhythm. So you want to put this on repeat. This is ongoing. It should grow with you. It's really fun to pause every quarter to look at where you are now, where you had been, and where you want to go next. But remember that this is something that is going to be ongoing. You're starting a rhythm, not a plan. So you're really creating a culture of learning, creating, launching, learning, creating, launching every 90 days. And every 90 days, you want to reset. So be sure that you go ahead and set time aside on your calendar, mark it down now so that you know this is when we're going to do our reset for the next 90 days. We've already blocked the time on our calendar to say, hey, we're going to celebrate the things that we've accomplished, look at the challenges that we've faced, and see where we want to go next. So I really hope that these tools help you as you begin to think about either starting a 90-day marketing rhythm or honing the marketing rhythm that you have. I hope that this will enable you to accomplish the goals that you set and to set better goals for the future. I really want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule to join me this morning. I am going to stop the recording here in a second, but if you have any questions, I'll stick around to answer any questions that you have. Know that we at Content Journey would love to connect with you. So we love helping our clients find a rhythm that really leads to their success. So we'd love you to find us and follow us on social media platforms, check out our website, or reach out to us directly so that we can talk more about how we can help you find a 90-day rhythm that will help you achieve your goals and succeed. Thanks for coming.